Okay, I know I promised a story time for tonight, today, but I'm just now getting to it tonight. So this is about a horror story about a double date that I went on. It was a few years ago. I was in law school at the time, and I think it was around the time that I had some sort of break at this time. So during this time I was in law school, my god sister lived in Nashville. And at that time she was dating this guy. Well, they were together, and he asked her, he said, well, do you have a good friend, a good single friend that I can possibly hook up with my brother? And she was like, okay, yeah, sure, I have a good single friend that I can, put in a good word for or whatever. So she did. So she told me, she was like, I know you're coming on the way home. You're going to stop in Nashville before you get to Memphis. And I was like, yeah. I said, I'm staying with you. She said, yeah. She said, well, how do you feel about a double date? I was like, sure. I mean, I haven't been on a date in a long time. So I planned to get there. And of course, we were around the same size shoes and everything. So I get there, get dressed. She comes back, and we're rushing to get ready. When we were supposed to be there meet around 6 or 7. I think it was 7. Excuse me, y'all. Anyways, 6 or 7. Anyways, so me, my god sister, her boyfriend, we head over to it was like Outback or some little place, but it was supposed to be a double date. So we're waiting on the brother, and my god sister's boyfriend is calling him. He's not answering. I was like, wow, this is interesting. So it took about an hour, and we just eventually said we're gonna sit down and eat. So around 30 minutes later, as we're sitting at the table, he shows up. He shows up in a tight polo shirt. You know how they have the coaches at the schools or whatever, they have like the team's mascot on the shirt, and it's like a polo shirt. He had one of those on. It was a size medium. Size medium. And then he had on, I think it was like a black shirt. And then he had on some basketball shorts that weren't the same theme. So they were like blue basketball shorts, like the thin basketball shorts that you may wear for scrimmage. Those. So he had on those. I didn't even look down to the shoes, because when he walked in, I was like, oh, okay. All right. So me and my god sister are facing each other. Her boyfriend's beside her, and he sits beside me. And I'm like, hi. He's like, hey. Okay. So me and my god sister are like, all right. That's weird. So her boyfriend and the brother are just talking. We order our food. We have a little small talk here and there. What do you do? I said, well, I'm in law school. I want to be this type of attorney, blah, 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 blah. I'm from Memphis. What about yourself? What do you do? And for some reason, we never just really got to what he did while we were talking, because the brothers were just like talking back and forth. I don't know how that happened, but anyways, me and my god sister were like talking like, oh, this is rude. And she would stop her boyfriend, and she was like, stop talking so much. Let him and Phoebe talk. He was just not interested. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. That's fine. Well, we are about to leave. He doesn't hardly say anything to me. Nothing. We get to the car. I'm in the back seat. Her boyfriend's in the driver's side, of course. She's in the passenger side. And he goes to go talk to his brother. And she was like, what was that? And I said, girl, I have no idea. I'm just here. Y'all asked if I could come on a double date. I'm just here. So the next thing I know, her boyfriend is knocking on the window where I am. He was like, he said he wants you to come to the truck. We both said, no, I'm not coming to the truck. She said, no, she's not coming to the truck to talk to him. If he wants to talk to my sister, he's going to come to the truck and talk to her. He then tells us, well, his leg is hurting. And we're like, okay, so what does that have to do with anything? He was like, oh, well, he said he overslept because he had taken a pain pill and he fell asleep. He overslept. She said, so he took a pain pill knowing he had a double day. He didn't even set an alarm or anything. And he was like, I don't know. He said, I said, why is his leg hurting? He says, oh, he got shot a couple weeks ago. We said, shot? What does he do? He was like, oh, he's a club promoter. Y'all. I said, what kind of club promoter is this that gets shot in the leg? Like, who did he owe? Who did he owe money to? Who did he make mad to the point where they shot him in the leg? Who did he kick out the club that made? Anyways, he made whoever mad. Somebody was mad. Something happened. He got shot in the leg. I guess he had nerve damage or something. He's hurt. So, yeah, I didn't go to the car. And he's like, yeah, he wants your number. I said, no, I'm not giving him my number. I said, he barely talked to me. He acted like I wasn't even there. I said, and then he asked me to come to his truck to talk to him. Yet he was an hour and a half late. I spoke to him. He had nothing hardly to say to me. Yet he wants my number. He wants to talk. No. Then we find out this man is like, how much older than me? See, my brother is 10 years older than me. I think he was like a year or something older. Maybe 2 or 3 older than my brother. He didn't look it, but whether you don't. Y'all. Then some weeks go by. My god sister sees him. He's like, hey, give me your god sister's number. Give her my number and tell her to call me. She said, I'm not telling her to call you. She said, you had your chance and you blew it. Needless to say, neither her or I talk to them anymore. But that was the time I went out on a double date. The guy showed up basically almost 2 hours late. Hour and a half, almost 2 hours late. Barely acknowledged me and then wanted me to come talk to him. Yeah.